viewers, welcome to another episode of Print and Pack Perspective. This is your Gagan Priya, obviously your host, and today we are here with the new perspective in this episode. So we have Mr. Dipin Kothari, the CEO of Pack Easy. So without any further ado, let's know what's Pack Easy, how's Dipin Kothari, what he has been, and much more, and his perspective as well. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
To introduce Packaging Made Easy. Pack Easy is a network of manufacturers combining all the printing technologies into one platform. So, we work with brands from designing till the delivery of the final packaging. So, we help them design the packaging, choose the best sustainable options, what they want, how they want, their budget. We take care of all the things, put them in one place, and we execute it.
It's almost like integrated system from the beginning till the end. We are taking care of everything. You just have to stay back.
Yes, so just like an architect,
Mhm.
how they make buildings. So we work. So we call ourselves packaging architects. So we work with brands. We just understand what their problem is, what they want to do, and how they want to be in the market. Their budget, like premium or medium,
Right.
and then we cater the packaging solutions according to that.
That's interesting. I mean, if you have come this far, let's go a little back to your journey, how it all started. So I heard you're the first generation entrepreneur.
Yes.
That takes a lot of risk. I mean, even anyone who has to think in this economy is very critical. So what inspired you to take that leap, sir? And also, I'm so sorry, but also I want to know the challenges which you faced while building the Pack Easy.
Right. So let me take you back all the way to 2012. So right after my 12th, so I did about 6 to 7 internships, and during those internships, packaging played a very important role, and it was very difficult back then to find. But then till 2014-15, I didn't have any idea about packaging. Like I wanted to get into that. And then I did a startup which was into mobile business. And for that, was looking around for packaging, and it was very difficult. But then that time also, I did not realize that I want to get into packaging. And then right after my master's, I came back, and that's how I got to know keep packaging is something that I want to get into it, because I did an internship in a label company, and then the internship got converted to a job. So I was as a sales director for like 4 years. And then in the year 2022, Pack Easy was born with that intention.
Wow.
And then it was a very big, difficult job for me, difficult decision
Absolutely.
that to leave a secure job and then start
True.
something of my own, because I want from day one, because it was difficult for me to get packaging earlier.
Very
And I knew that there is a big market. Right now, if you see, packaging industry is not owned by youngsters. Any big printer or any packaging, they all are, aged.
Yeah.
And startups these days, they all are young people.
Absolutely.
And I think we can connect, because if I'm young and the other guy is also young, or the other founder is also young, then it makes a very, very easy bonding,
Right.
because I understand what they want
Right.
and they understand what I want.
Right.
So the conversation and the whole,
Process
the whole process gets easy.
right.
And then I thought it's the best way. So right now, initially it was very difficult, because since I'm new and nobody would trust me, right?
That's a very true point.
So I thought the first thing is first, let me build trust. So first order I took, I converted it till the end, took feedbacks. So one by one, I executed orders, and then I learned a lot, of course, during that journey.
True.
And then one by one step at a time, I asked all the brands, where can I do better? How can I improve? And was my solution, was it worth enough for your product? And everybody gave me good feedbacks, negative as well. But then it took me 2 years to master it, I would say, not more than that. And then the third year, I was very confident. Then I started building my team. So for 2 years, I was alone. And then third year onwards, I got to know, okay, if you have to grow, then you need a team.
Very true.
Then right now I have about 5 to 6 people who are just working under me and just listening to clients. Our job is to listen to clients. I've made it very clear with my team. You don't have to talk extra. Just listen to our customers,
Right.
what they want, and automatically the solutions will come.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very inspiring journey
Yes.
you have had. Right from you never knew what it was going to be, and then, however, connecting the dots, you're into
Yes.
packaging. But the way you have just put yourself into this research for 2 years is commendable, sir. Definitely
Thank you.
commendable.
It was difficult though.
That is
because
indeed.
Initially, nobody gave me orders.
True.
I remember going to client's place every week for at
Hmm.
least 10 to 12 times and be like, sir,
Hmm.
give me any small order. And I
Hmm.
don't want the biggest orders.
Right.
If you have 12 variants, just give me one variant
Yeah.
at whatever price you want. But
Hmm.
just try and see my service.
Right.
Of course, quality comes with it, but I just want you to see the overall experience that I give. And I'm 100% sure it is going to be different from any big printers because my approach towards brands, towards customers is different. And that's what I studied. So I thought, okay, let me put that. And because packaging, there's a big gap even now.
True.
So
This is definitely inspiring. I mean, you have just went to any lengths just to, get that proper the order to prove yourself or just to
yes.
show what you are made of
Yes,
and
because
see the
I was keen on
potential.
proving myself, right?
Absolutely.
So, or getting orders was the first thing, or
Mm.
else there's no way I can.
True.
So, yeah.
So, in this way, since you said you have been heavily investing in this research part and also how for last 10, 15 years you have, been a little bits and it's of packaging. So, the industry is definitely changing, right? So, what is the biggest shift that you have noticed and how packaging businesses operate today compared to a decade ago?
So, got into full-fledged packaging in the year 2018, right after my
Mm.
master's, right? So, it's
Right.
been about 8 years now.
Yeah.
So, earlier when I used to go for my packaging, which
Mm.
I still remember, it was cost,
Mhm.
right? Before it was just कि sir ये कितना price में मिलेगा?
Right.
How much will this packaging cost? I need 1,000 pieces. I need 5,000. So what's the price?
Right.
That's the first thing.
Hmm.
But today,
Hmm.
brands they come to me and pricing is the last thing for them. That's the biggest shift that I see. They come and ask me, sir, ये मेरा product है.
Hmm.
Tell me what can you do?
Right.
Tell me how sustainability wise, how can we improve?
Right.
And what do you suggest? They leave completely to me. They don't want to think at all.
Hmm.
Before it was, sir, ye wala, I want the same thing.
Hmm.
But today it is, they come to me with the product, so you do it. Yeah, give me what best option. Give me 3 options, what you have. The materials,
Right.
this, that. So, and pricing comes last, which becomes kind of easy for me.
Easier.
Because-
Because you can do the innovation part
Yes.
over there.
And once they see innovation, pricing is hidden, right? Because if I, that would be my approach, but then the brands these days, they are taking that approach as well.
Agreed.
Because it makes more sense because the pricing of course plays a very important role even now. Not saying that, but the innovation, the design, the raw material, the finish, they all play a very important role.
Absolutely.
So I think that's the biggest shift from cost to innovation.
This is, a very new insight for me because given our Indian market, which
Right.
is very much, like price
Yes.
variant and very worried about the price
Yes.
stuff. And if they're actually moving from the price to the quality or the consumer what they want and then deciding, okay, let's see whatever the budget, however it works. I think definitely our consumers and the customers who are on the other end, those who are receiving, they'll be definitely happy to have the best
Yes.
things coming out from the market.
Because they're very excited to start their brand, right?
True.
And packaging, if it is not good, they might get demotivated
Very true.
because they're working hard building their product. I'm working hard to build my packaging
Right.
and my services. So it's a hand in hand. And unless and until I don't understand their seriousness, the amount of efforts they have put in, the amount of money they have invested, my packaging will never be good.
Very true.
So I need to make sure that everything is aligned with, then only together we can grow. Or else
Right.
it's very difficult to grow.
Absolutely agreed, sir. So, indeed, you said, packaging itself is a huge marketing tool when it comes to FMCG or let's say consumer oriented products. So, these days, this many printing and packaging companies, they heavily, depend on their reference because word of mouth. So, do you think that is enough in today's market or marketing has become like a very business necessity?
So I did my master's in marketing, right? And I know how important marketing is for B2B.
Very
And B2B marketing is very difficult.
Right.
If it's a D2C brand, it's very easy to build because the product value is less. A 10 rupee chips packet, I can make sure that 20 people can buy right now.
Very
It's
true.
easy,
Right.
right? But B2B is something that is built on trust and built for a very long
Long term,
I
right.
cannot break the chain.
True.
So how I break the chain is I go meet the owner, I go meet the founders. I don't directly jump that I need an order. I build
Hmm.
relations first.
Right.
I understand what they want,
Hmm.
and I understand what they want to hear from me.
Hmm.
I make sure that my communication skills, my connection with the
Hmm.
founders is on point,
Hmm.
right? I don't talk anything apart from anything outside which is not of their interest.
Right.
So I first study whom I'm meeting, what are his interests. So and then I build a good connection, a rapport
True.
with them.
True.
I meet them. I hit them on LinkedIn. I hit
Hmm.
them on Instagram. I hit them on WhatsApp, email, normal text message, a call. So I'm everywhere.
Left no way.
So and after a month, they think that they know me and I know them very well.
Got it.
So next time when I meet with them and I'll be
Hmm.
like, sir, I'm into this. I know it's a big decision for
Hmm.
you,
Hmm.
but I would love to be your partner
Right.
in a small way. Let us
Hmm.
start in a small way.
True.
And I always use this कि I'm a young guy
Hmm.
and I need connections and I need your brand in order for me to secure my future.
Absolutely.
And that is only possible if you give me a chance.
Hmm.
Because if big brands they don't give us chance, it's very difficult for me to grow. Because as you said, referrals, right?
Hmm.
So half of my business, 60% is through referrals.
It's through referrals.
Yes.
Okay.
So I still remember my first Canada client. I gave them a very small order. And then that Canada client liked my approach, my timing, and
Hmm.
everything.
Hmm.
She gave me 5 references. And out of 5, 4 got converted. And those 4, they gave me another 2 more references. So my
Right.
export market, word of mouth, works like crazy.
Crazy.
So exports, yes, word of mouth is the only way because that's how they can trust.
Hmm.
Because I'm sitting in India,
And
and
then.
if my clients are outside India, they don't know me, they haven't
True.
seen my unit,
Right.
they haven't seen my office.
Hmm.
And if I ask them money, it's impossible, right? I mean, we would never pay. If somebody asks
True.
us, it's a big amount as well.
Yeah.
So word of mouth works a lot on export orders.
Hmm.
But in India also, word of mouth is
Very much.
very effective.
Hmm. And very valued as well.
Yes, and it becomes easy for me then.
Hmm.
So my approach when I get a call saying that sir, ex customer gave me your number, my approach towards him becomes very easy because I'm double confident
Right.
that he's not going to go anywhere.
Right.
But if it's a new client, I try to see his competitors and I use his competitors as my reference. So I be like, your competitors is X, A, B, C, D, E. And I be like, look, I'm giving to A, I'm giving to B. It's been 2 years, 3 years, and they haven't had any problems
Hmm.
and they're scaling rapidly. So I want you to give me a chance where I can make sure
Hmm.
that your packaging is completely different from all your competitors.
Very well
So
played.
I do that. I do that. And my sales thing changes to every customer depending on from where he's coming, his background, what he wants. So I change my pitch as well accordingly.
Got it. So, I mean, then we could actually agree with the point that majority of our marketing in the business B2B sector, it's gonna be via referrals and referrals. And the more of the other ways, which is the later part of communication, which you said
Right.
you're available on the all the
Right.
sites, that comes after that, right?
Right. So that see word of reference is an ongoing process.
Yeah.
वो तो चलेगा ही चलेगा. That will go. But if we need new clients as well, right? We need to tap new markets.
True.
So the only way is to find out 10 to 20 companies, hit them up, look at the founder, catch them. Today social media is booming.
Right.
Catch them everywhere and get to know them, learn. And if ever you get an opportunity to meet them, bump in and just say hi and then introduce yourself and then don't jump to the that because I'm looking for packaging.
Right.
And just create a good rapport, build connection for at least 2 to 4 months. It's a slow process. It's like targeting. It's
Got
like
it.
building the foundation. So every client I build at least 2 to 3 months of foundation to understand the pricing because I don't want my clients to say, Dipen, your pricing is too high.
Yeah.
I want them to say, Dipen, you're giving us more value. So I want
That's
to do
true.
that. So I want to be known for giving more value rather than saying that your prices are high.
Absolutely. I think nobody else can be more the right person when I talk about personal branding because now that you have just said that even before hitting the companies you have to build the relations and build on the trust, build on the foundation stuff. So what do you suggest the business leaders who are actually not going through that approach? Let's say if they are not like it takes time or it's a time consuming process. So what is the other alternative you can tell them?
See, from the brand's point of view, personal branding is a very most important thing, right? Because B2B is all about relationships, and relationships are built over the years. Relationships is built over how you pitch yourself, right?
Hmm.
And branding, personal branding is very important
Hmm.
because it helps in all the ways. Not directly, but
Hmm.
indirectly it helps.
The credibility
The
value.
credibility values.
Hmm.
Suppose if somebody, suppose after this, if you just LinkedIn me or social media or
Hmm.
Instagram or
Hmm.
whatever, you see a lot of little bit of you, even though I'm not that active on the
Hmm.
platforms, but one or two things also might give you a sense of security.
True.
That because see, getting a partner on board, right? Packaging
Hmm.
partner is a big decision for a brand
Got it.
because my packaging will define their success, their
True.
growth.
Absolutely.
So little bit of, see, you don't have to be a great social media guy or a
Hmm.
tech guy or they keep full active, like you need to make reels. No, but then little bit here and there, doing your part, doing it naturally, I feel that's more than enough, and
Okay.
automatically it will be built.
So let's make it rate it or scale it out of 1 to 5K range में. So if you say how important is personal branding, what would you scale it?
Personal branding, I will do that 4
Okay.
because personal branding, unless and until, because see, you're selling something, right?
Right.
And these days brands sell.
Hmm.
A good brand sells without even talking. So I make sure that my name, right? So when my sales guys go, they just be like, "Sir, Dipin Kothari sent me. Dipin sir sent me to meet you."
So the name sells.
Yeah. So I make sure that I tell them, in fact, even if they don't know me, just say Dipin Kothari sir sent me. So they know. Even if they don't know me, who is Dipin Kothari? Why? Who are you? But I tell my sales guys to use my name. Of course, company name comes later. I will use my name first. Let them Google. Let them, even if
Find
they're
whatever.
interested.
Right.
So I do that, play that game always. They tell all my sales guys, it's been like, "Sir, Dipin sir sent me." Who is Dipin boss?
Sure.
So I do that.
So, taking this picture a little beyond India, so you usually do the export businesses
Right.
too. So, and I mean, the businesses and the market also says that the next growth opportunities is the export businesses.
Yes.
So, in your opinion, what separates companies that successfully export from those that struggle to enter the global market?
So entering the global market is definitely not easy.
Okay.
It sounds easy that, X company is doing so much exports, A is doing so much exports, but when you get into it, you don't know whom to contact.
Right.
That randomly you might send them a message, "Hi, I'm into packaging. Are you looking for services?" But then remember that there are 1,000 people sending the same messages to them.
Right.
So there's no way that they're going to reply to all 1,000.
Absolutely.
So I would suggest the best way to get export orders is to have patience. 6 months you give for every client. For 6 months, because out of 1,000 people, so I'd see this as a race, a marathon. Initially, everybody are running together, but then in the end, there's only one guy finishing the
Absolutely.
line. So I do that. I play the patience game. I speak to them, not very often, but whenever I speak to them, I make an impact.
That's
And I, of course, I use all the platforms, but I always also try to see if I can get references. So suppose if I meet you now, and then I look at your circle, and I see that, okay, we have a common friend, and I get in touch with that common friend, build a relation, build
Right.
relations with 4, 5 other connections of yours, and then tell all 5 of them to put a word to you. Like even if they don't
Oh,
know
that's
me,
a smart way to connect,
Yeah.
obviously. That's
and
also.
they don't know me as well. But then out of 5, I'm 100% sure at least one will put a word to you. Be like,
That's
"This guy Dipin has been behind me, asking you to get in touch with you. Can you look into it?"
Yeah.
So I sometimes do all these tricks and try to get at least a call from them, or an email from them. And
Understood.
if your connections talk about me, that means from out of the 1,000, I'm definitely in your top 3.
Noted.
Because you think that if your friend has connected, then they must be knowing each other,
True.
even though we don't know each other. So I think somewhere all these tricks come into picture.
So definitely we could say that to enter the global markets, just keep patience and let the patience test you to the level it can test you.
Yes. Or else it's not easy because there are many people trying, and you're not meeting them. So it's all on the email or phone. So if you act pushy, there's always a doubt.
Okay.
Ki you're getting, this guy is getting too pushy.
Yeah.
There's something fishy about him.
Right.
So you got to be calm. Just talk like a casual thing rather than making it sound like business, money, and show them what solutions you're giving. So I be like, I think I've been the only guy, I don't need money initially, right? So I just be like, "Sir, ma'am, I'll send you a sample first. You have a look at it. From what I've understood, I'll send you 2, 3 options. You have a look at it, and then you get back to me.
Got it.
So that creates little bit of trust.
Trust.
And
Okay,
then-
whatever I'm perceiving is a physical,
Right,
tangible
right.
stuff.
Because others will only speak, but I execute it and send it without even they asking. So that way, little bit of here and there, I keep trying all these small things. But export market is the next going thing I would suggest because Indian manufacturing is growing,
Oh.
right? And I like the fact that my clients they compare me with the Chinese market. And when it comes to Chinese market, I love the fight. I really love the fight when they say, even China is giving me at X price and you're giving me at this price. And I say, ma'am, have you ever spoken so much to a Chinese client? I mean, a Chinese partner, like how you've been speaking to me.
True.
Have you ever? No, Dipin, that's the reason why, I want to do business with you because the communication is very important.
Very true.
And I think, of course, China is doing great in the production, but I think the communication is still
A factor which is a
yes,
barrier kind
and
of.
for which I think I'm way ahead in that. So
That separates
that
you from
separates
the
me,
Chinese market.
And but a lot of people they want somebody to speak because as a
True.
brand founder, you are more interested when it comes to packaging. You'll speak your heart out.
Right.
You'll just go back to your vision. You'll be like, Dipan, I started this with a vision. I want to target this. This is what my mission is. So they get happy when they speak about their brand. And I always make them speak. You get me any client, I make them speak a lot about their brand.
That is
So
how
that-
you get the
yeah.
major information and what
Yes.
exactly you want them to
Yes.
feel about.
And they feel good also.
True.
And if they feel good, I feel good. And then the
That's how the
conversation-
business continues.
Yeah.
So, looking ahead
Mhm.
with AI, automation, sustainability, and digital transformation changing this entire industry, obviously. So, what do you think will define the next 5 years of printing and packaging? Which one?
Right. So these days is a funny thing about AI. Everybody goes on ChatGPT, on Claude, and they just type key packaging bag design
Yeah.
and stickers design, and they send it to me on WhatsApp, and they're like, "Sir, print this." Said AI designs, we cannot do it.
Okay.
We cannot directly print them. We have to rework on it.
Okay.
So I would say, see, AI will definitely help in designing
The thinking
the
process.
thinking process,
Right.
and automation will increase the production efficiency.
True.
But I think the trust, the whole community, that can't be replaced by
These
AI.
machines
It has to
or
be
tech.
human. Yeah,
Right.
it has to be human.
Okay.
So
The next 5 years, so it's gonna be a blend of AI, automation, and
human. So the
you.
thing is, I think 60, I would say 60% would still be human in packaging.
that's true.
20 and 20 would be automation and AI.
Hmm.
AI would be the starting point,
Right.
but it will end at human.
Yeah. At the end, it's
It
gonna
is
be
going to
the
end at human.
So let's just think about one word you can think of
Mhm,
this entire packaging industry,
mhm.
and just define it, the future of it.
Future of packaging.
Yeah. In one word.
It's pack easy.
That's how he is.
It's pack easy.
He has
the
done the
future.
best marketing skill. here.
That's the future.
That's
That's,
the
the future of printing, I would say. And the best part is I've got all my well wishers, right? And I'm talking about all big printers. I work with them closely
Right.
because if I have to learn fast, Google will not help me learn fast.
Right.
I spend time with manufacturers all over India. I go to Dubai. I go to printers. I spend 3 to 5 days with them. I learn from them just like how we spoke now. I literally ask them the same thing for 3 to 5 days, and I run behind them like their tails. I'm running behind them, see what they're doing,
Right.
how they're doing.
Learning.
And I've gone to more than 15 to 20 manufacturing companies, and I've spent 3 to 5 days with them. And the best part is they all allowed me. Yeah, they all allowed me, and they never said no.
No.
And we
That's
for
sweet.
3 4 days we eat together, and we're like, sir, I'll just be your shadow. But why? What? No, sir, I'll just be your shadow. I just want to see how you perform,
Yeah.
how you
operate,
work.
Yeah.
And these guys are crazy. People who've been doing business from 20 years, 30 years, right? It's not a joke.
Absolutely.
They are crazy when it comes to work and when it comes to packaging. What I take time to think, okay, we can do this. They already they already know.
What's going to be the
Yeah.
next part?
Yeah, but then I am a little slow, of course, but I'm going to become fast.
True.
But I learn a lot from them. And the best way is I don't need any books to learn. I just spend time with them,
Right.
3 days, 4 days, just behind them. But what are you doing? You're not even talking. No, sir, I just follow you. I just see what you're doing. So I see for 2 days, and third day I have a very good conversation with them. I tell them why you did this. Well, how can I do?
That's awesome, sir. I
Yeah.
mean, Dipin sir today in this episode, he has shared how he has started his journey and how one-on-one interactions he usually does when it comes to packaging, the love he has for the industry, the way he has been expanding. I think the perspective which he shared today about building trust, building foundation as the core fundamental when you want to build anything, be it relations, be it business, that's what's gonna make you run in the long term. And also how he is patient. Your patience needs a lot of
Because
it needs a
so
salute.
patience, I would like to interrupt you. Patience to get customers,
Right.
and after you get the customers as well, you need more patience.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna come, they're gonna some things we might not like it. They're gonna do back and forth.
True.
They're gonna call you. But then, as service providers, customer is everything for us. So we have to
Absolutely.
listen to them, no matter. So I tell my team only one thing: even if they are right or they are wrong, there's nothing right and wrong in my company.
Right.
Customer says anything, you can never question them. So that's I never question my clients.
That's good.
I just be like, whatever, sir, done. Just say
Just
yes.
just say the
Just
order.
say
It's
yes
getting
and
done.
end the conversation with the clients. If they complain as well, listen to them. So we follow strict documentations as well. So any customer, if it's a big complaint. So I've recently started this so that it's accounted. Because they're simply saying sorry,
Would
I'll
not
also
be
forget.
doing that.
Yeah, and we'll also forget.
Right.
But then if we follow a proper
Protocol and-
documentation,
right.
right, and we admit the mistake we have done and we say okay, it will never happen in the future. That way, we also a little serious because when you write something, you become serious, right? And then when you give it to the client, 100% sure they also give a chance.
Yeah.
So I've lost many clients, but I've got many clients as well again. So
Although you might have lost a few, but the ones which you have gained, it would run for another 30, 40
yes,
years.
and I'm 100% they'll
Yeah.
never leave. They'll never leave.
They'll
Whatever
never leave,
rate, even if other manufacturers go and speak to them saying that I'll give you a cheaper price, I'm 100% sure that the kind of service that I give, nobody can match, and that makes it feel more safe for the brand owner.
Right, absolutely. That there needs to be one secure factor where you have to be restless, or you do not have to panic or something.
Right.
So definitely Pack Easy is doing everything easy for you guys when it comes to packaging manufacturers, printing manufacturers. So it was a really good time talking to
Thank
you.
you.
Being also somewhere in the same generation, it feels inspiring to see people taking up steps and moving ahead with the ultimate patience. So this was the perspective from Mr. Dipin Kotari, and thank you so much.